We've already told all our cold opening stories.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, I can't talk about shit myself twice. That's just uncouth. I was raised better than that.
Did you shit yourself twice recently?
Oh my god.
No, I didn't.
Did you get holiday tummy?
I didn't.
Yeah, me neither. It was
the
pretty
closest
good.
I came to. Oh, did you not?
No, I was all good.
There was one night where we went to a food tour in Bilbao and we were going to San Sebastian the day after on a coach, which is a 2-hour coach.
Whoa.
Like an hour and a half. And that night we met on the food tour, we met two Brits. It was a 62-year-old GP called Carol and her son, who was like 28.
Aww.
And we drank with them until 2 a.m.
Oh.
And Carol
God.
kept calling me a wuss because I was only getting beer by the end instead of spirits. And then I woke up more hungover than I think I've been in years. Like even more than the absinthe night. I was like more hungover than that.
Holy shit.
Wow.
And then I had to we hadn't packed either, so we had to get up and pack. Yoli was fine, but I was trying to pack, and then every time I stood up, I was like, I'm going to either vomit or shit my pants. So I had to stand up and put some things in a bag, and then lie down and just eat croissant, just small amounts of croissant with water to try and line my stomach. And then got a coach. Somehow I was fine, but like
Bloody
it was
hell.
really touch and go for most of that journey. Yeah. So, yeah, honeymoon was good.
Nice.
Croissant dipped in water. That is so funny. Just have this image
You
of
know
you
that you're
like,
yeah, like a little hamster,
Little
just
hamster.
slurping down my soggy croissant.
Sometimes when you go on a holiday, though, you can get really bad holiday tummy, and it's just like the food just hits you, and you're just like, oh, no, not a good idea.
The worst I've
Yeah.
ever had it, like, and I've been to Southeast Asia, I've been to like Cambodia, like the worst. But the plane story you mentioned earlier, Rachel, that I've talked about on the podcast of me
Yes.
having to push my way up a plane as it takes off to violently do a diarrhea in the toilet. The worst my stomach has ever been is from the States. Like American food.
Yes.
Really?
Just,
Yeah,
oh
agreed.
my God.
It sits within you.
Oh, it doesn't sit within me. It barely stays within me. It doesn't even touch the sides in me.
I was going to say,
come
you know
home
how
malnourished.
like bubble gum apparently gets like trapped. I know it doesn't really, but it's like that's how I feel. I just feel like I
seven
feel
years.
heavier in the US. I feel like I carry it with me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I know what you mean.
Ugh.
I know exactly what you mean. I feel really fortunate that like almost every time I've traveled to the US was after I became a vegetarian, so I haven't had like as much experience of the sometimes what I have seen the appalling effects of like horrific food safety around meat. And I'm just that there like, yeah, I'm
No,
good.
thank you.
I think what didn't help me with when we went to the States was I vaped at the time. I'm a year off nicotine, by the way, the other day.
Congrats.
Oh,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Incredible.
Every day's been pain, and I hate it. But if I think about this, the last time we went to the States in Boston, Rachel, like we were working, we've said this so many times, we were working like 16-hour days, non-stop.
yeah.
The stress was abysmal.
Yeah.
And I was vaping 2 disposable vapes a day and eating nothing but, heavy
Just like,
tacos with
yeah,
cheese.
Yeah.
And then going to bed every night
Yeah.
and being like, am I about to die? Like, that's how bad
Your
I
heart
felt every day.
pumping like.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're jet lagged as well,
Yeah,
so
true,
you're just like
yeah.
you're fighting that
Good times.
too. Oh,
Good
my
times.
God. Good times. Yeah.
When your tummy starts bubbling.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, you get the sweat and your legs go really numb and you're like, I'm about to do something really bad to either the nearest toilet or my own trousers.
I heard someone call it.
Wow.
Someone described that sensation as your butthole whispering.
I love that.
Yeah, that scans.
So this is not staying in, is it? If Rachel's editing, there's no way she's
Rachel!
keeping this in.
Okay, like
Rachel!
it's just one of those days where we get to like 9 minutes and we're like, we don't need a cold open. We'll just start.
100%.
See how she feels.
I like to think, I like to like picture like you right now, like laughing, joining in, having fun, and then you like next week just headphones on, dark room, like cutting all that out. It's just not funny.
Stony face. Like,
Cut. That's not going in.
Maybe that should be the cold open. Maybe we should start the cold open on, so that's not going in. And then that's just like a little, just us discussing how nothing that we just said will go into the podcast, and then cut to the music.
I always wanted to do a cold open that's like snippets of the conversation, so it's just like out of context. Like,
oh, that's funny.
I might do it with this one.
Didn't you do that once?
Like skipping ahead, like butthole whispering,
butthole whispering, and then moving on to something else. Yeah,
that might be funny to do for this one.
Yeah, then it's
really
pee
funny,
poo time is still in act because we're not really actively talking about. I can get around it. I can get around my own rules. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's really, the important thing, and I do, as someone who has to make a lot of silly rules for myself just for the pleasure of breaking them, I understand that, like, intrinsically.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
This podcast
so
is a lawless land. We must have some sort of one regulation. Poo poo time minimum on my watch.
You are right.
Minimum.
And it's wild that you're the only sheriff in town when you think about the dynamic of the three of us.
Right? Hello and welcome back to the Indieventure podcast, a podcast all about indie games hosted by me, Rebecca Jones, with my two lovely friends, Liam Richardson.
Hello.
And Rachel Watts.
Hi.
And through the magic of bulk recording, you guys haven't heard any difference, but we've not actually seen each other in over a month. So, we've already gabbed for an hour and a half before even starting recording.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe it's half it.
It's literally been an hour and a half. And so I'd like to say, this is going to be like quite a fast-paced episode, but no, we're going to be exactly as we always are, and we know it. But yeah, I think in what, correct me if I'm wrong, this may be a first, but we didn't record anything in May, and I think it might be the first month since we started the first calendar month since we started the podcast where we didn't kind of do any recording.
Really?
Maybe.
Oh my God.
Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote. Don't check it. Don't check. Don't look it up. Don't quote me. But
I believe.
I don't know how I'd find out.
It's certainly. I mean, somewhere I've logged all the recording dates, but it's certainly been a very rare thing. And I think if we've done it before, we've also done it by accident because people had to drop out. I think this is the first time we have fully planned ahead for a month where we knew that we just wouldn't see each other for a whole month.
Yes.
I guess it's like one of the first times we've actually made sure episodes were going out. Yeah. Instead of being like, they'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did just do that big funding drive, which thank you again, everyone, so much, by the way, for the funds. We have bought shiny new microphones.
Everyone got their drawings, I did. Did you see the drawings?
Yes,
did you know I sent
did
everyone drawings?
Yes, I saw the drawings.
What drawings?
Oh, Rachel didn't. Okay. I drew a unique picture for everyone when I sent them the stickers. So they all got a handwritten letter and a little drawing from me. I would like to say of varying degrees of quality, but they were all fucking awful. But it was quite fun.
Yeah, I saw the chat on Discord.
Seeing those drop in.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone's been off having various adventures. I know that we've obviously already talked amongst ourselves, but Liam's been on his honeymoon. Rachel has been on a nice big family holiday, and I've been leaving my job, which will be fine to say by the time this goes out because people will so
congrats.
big times for everyone, but the long and short of it is we're back together now, and we thought there's nothing more appropriate for a reunion than a what we've been playing sort of roundup to have a chat about all the games that we've played while we've been apart, although to be fair, the two of you were mostly on holiday, and so I feel like for once it's mostly me, although Rachel has, in 3 days, Rachel's pretty much caught up with the amount of indie games I managed to play in 5 weeks, which is...
It's wild.
Yeah.
I don't know how she does it. That's why she's the best on the pod.
Uncontested.
I had a hunger.
Yeah.
I was hungry for games. I had 2 weeks
what a sinister way of
games.
saying it.
I had a hunger. I craved indie games.
you craved and you satiated that craving
Yeah.
based on your Steam activity. Can I just say, everyone, that I am the bravest person in the world because as more of my gender should do, I will not be talking much this episode because I've got nothing to say. Now, most men would talk anyway. Most men on podcasts would absolutely still talk anyway. But I will be sitting my ass down and listening. That's what I'll be doing. And can't we all learn from that? Please clap. I am a hero, and I should be giving my flowers for the brave thing of not talking as much.
Incredible. Where's the medal? Fly the medal in.
Yeah.
Fly it in.
I think white men doing the bare minimum should be rewarded more. So that's what will be happening in this episode.
Hey, you be nice.
Hey, come on
You be
now.
nice to my friend Liam. It's Pride Month.
Hey, come on now.
He's
It's
one of the
Pride
good
Month.
ones.
It's our month. It's Pride
our-
Month. Let's go.
Yeah, we all
Let's
get
go.
Pride Month. We all get Pride Month. Yeah, so we are recording in June. It's not our Pride episode. That's probably going to be the next episode.
Yes.
Oh, and I did want to say up top while I'm plugging future episodes, several, if not all of us by the next little while have been playing Paralives, but we're not really going to do Paralives in this episode, even though it's one of the bigger indie releases of the last few weeks, because we're doing a dedicated kind of group review episode soon. So I wanted to address that because I do feel like the amount I bang on about Life Sims, if I am on a podcast that talks about recent indie releases this month, then I don't mention Paralives, I will be letting this slide down. But instead, I'm going to talk about some older games that I've been playing, but we're just going to do a bit of a round robin and just talk about the things that we've been playing. And it's interesting because usually we would have been having these conversations in the background over the course of the month, but really we've not talked much to each other about the games we've been playing over the last few weeks. So this is kind of different. Like, maybe it won't sound different to you as the listeners, but to us it's kind of a different vibe just because we haven't really checked in with each other on this for a while. So
It's quite exciting.
it is, yeah. It's like a little bit different for us. And like, Rachel, do you want to start? Because I know you've got loads.
Yes. Well, I've been playing a lot of short indies, I'll say that. And a lot of them have been pretty good. I just had like a list and I've been getting through them and I'm just enjoying quite a lot of them, but I'll pick two. We're all picking two. Oh, Liam, you're picking one. I'm confused.
Well,
Liam's
so-
got one.
Okay. There is a running order somewhere in the Discord, which I have also forgotten.
I've never seen you break down that fast. So confident. I'm picking two. Am I picking two? Is Liam picking two? Help.
Rachel, oh my god.
Sometimes it's good just to say, instead of like working it out, we should just be like, I'm confused. That it's all good.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
We chatted.
I'm panicking. I'm
so
crying.
much.
Crying, throwing up, pooping.
Okay. Oh my
Okay,
god,
right,
Rachel. As a reminder, these are the two that you picked that were not the one that we're going to discuss together at the end. So
okay, so we're doing a round robin. Okay, so I'll go first. My first one is Wax Heads by
Nice.
what could be the cutest developer name, Patati Games, which is
I like that a
a
lot.
two-person development team. I came across Wax Heads because there was a lot of fuss about this in the Thinky community, and I have not finished it, but I'm about halfway through, maybe a bit more of a halfway through, and it's really good. It's kind of a strange horticulture, Rebecca, so very much your area.
Oh, don't make me want to buy this even more than I already do, Rachel.
Those kind of puzzle games where you're working in a store, you have to serve customers, and you have to kind of work out what they want without them directly telling you what they want. So Wax Heads is in a
tiny
record
bookshop
store.
style as well.
Tiny
oh my
bookshop
god.
style.
Oh,
Yes.
but it's in my Steam basket. Fuck.
So this is very much that vibe of like you're looking around a shop and you have a customer who, through different ways, you have to work out kind of what they're looking for. It's so cool the way they do this. So it's either by saying something along the lines of that band's history. They've got a new album, so you kind of need to read the back of different albums and like the reviews of each album to kind of know what they're talking about. They could be wearing a band shirt that's slightly obscured that you're just like, right, okay, so it could be what they're wearing. Someone could be buying on behalf of someone else, only like half remember. Like, oh, I remember one of the song titles was this. And then you have to go and read the back of each vinyl and see the set list, the song list, and if that song is on there. And so you start with like maybe like 9 or 10 vinyls, and then the shop expands. And so you're then the puzzles get harder. But what makes this game so fucking good is these people fucking love indie music. Like, it is so refreshing because it's like, it's not just you working at a store. It's you're reading blogs. People are making zines. You're doing like all this research. There's like a very minimalist social media app that you read through. So you really feel like you're part of this scene of like this moment. And like, it's just so great. And there's like all the lore and the history of these bands. Like, this one person left this band, now they got a new band, and so people be wanting that. And there's this one girl, and it's like, she's amazing, and she bring out a new album, and there's so much like history. And the more you engage with it, like these other games like Tiny Bookshop and Strange Antiquities and Horticulture, I was like, as soon if I'd start the shop, open up the shop, look at all my discs, you know, read what was new, read the backs, and look at the news website, and, you know, engage with the world on its own level. Someone would come in and be like, I'm looking for this band who have been in the news recently because they've been accused of killing 2 of their previous drummers. Drama.
Jesus
I want to hear that.
Christ.
I want to hear this.
That's incredible.
I want to hear that
Oh my
album.
God.
And you're like, I know this. I don't even need to check. So before with Strange
'cause you just
Antiquities, you just know. So with Strange Antiquities, sometimes someone gives you they ask for something, and then you do the research. Here, I would do my morning routine. You don't have to do it in this order. And then they would come in and I'd be like, I know exactly what you want. I'm looking for a jazz artist that's kind of lo-fi, but also new wave. I'd be like, I know exactly what you want. Like, I felt I was knowledgeable about these totally and utterly made up artists. And that feeling was so good.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
What's even cooler is some of the artists, these fake artists, they have songs which you can listen to in-game.
Oh, I love that.
No way,
So
really?
everyone's talking about Brick Dog. Brick Dog are like this cool new band, and that's the one where the other guy split from the previous band. Yeah, they all have really stupid indie names. And
That's it's so
fantastic.
real.
Love it.
I mean,
So
like,
Yeah, it really is.
Brick Dog
Yeah.
split up, and then they started a new album. So you can hear one of their old songs and their new song, and like why everyone's kind of like annoyed at them because they've changed their sound. And it's just like, the detail in this game is so refreshing. I really felt like I came in, like I start each day being like, I know exactly what you want and I'm going to get it for you. Like, and some of the puzzles are so creative. Like I said before, it's what they're wearing. It's what they're talking about. Like sometimes like an older brother would come in with his little sister and she'd be like, I really want to get into rap. And he's like, you should give her this artist, and he'll give you a name.
mm-hmm.
But you can actually, because she's really into, you know her previously because she really liked this female pop artist called Mimi, who is iconic.
Mm-hmm.
She's very Sabrina, Charlie, Chapel coded. And
Right.
so I'm sat there, I'm like, I'll you know what? You don't need this guy. You don't need this rap guy. I know of a vinyl of a rapstress woman. And I think this little girl, because she's into her pop star and she wants to get into rap, I will recommend her this. And the game rewarded me for that.
I love that.
It's just, I was just like,
so cool.
I was like,
awesome.
am I a music? Like, oh my God, am I? What's that film with all the, I don't know. There's a film with a record store. High Fidelity?
High Fidelity, yeah.
Am I
was
in High
thinking of,
Fidelity?
what's the other one?
So yeah.
Empire Records was the one I was thinking of. So
I've not seen that.
I recommend it. It's a good film.
So yeah, it's just a really lovingly made, very honest indie, and I'm having a good time. So Waxheads by Patati Games. Incredible.
Love it.
Wow.
I can't wait to play this.
Yes, it's already in my Steam basket, but I'm getting closer and closer to that purchase.
Yeah, you both like your shop sims, right?
Yes,
I know
100%.
it's more first person,
but I do
like you don't have to
like
stock shelves and everything.
But I like the puzzly sort of ones as well. Like you say, I mean, like Tiny Bookshop, Strange Horticulture, and Strange Antiquities are like in my top indies of like the decade so far, like easily. So I the main thing I knew about this one, because I was like, it's been a really busy month, and I think that the fact that this launched up against Mixtape as well means that it just one way or another got drowned in that conversation.
Oh
Yes.
Because they're both like music themed games that came out in the same week, and like Mixtape, for better or for worse, like garnered a lot more attention. The only thing I really knew about this was that one of my favorite YouTubers, Gabs Molders, is an NPC like guest in the shop,
fun.
and so that was like
I haven't come across her yet. Oh my god.
I didn't even know that this was like a sort of puzzly type. That's so good.
Yes.
Oh, I'm even more stoked for it now. That's so good.
And
Yeah, it
it's the
looks
same
amazing.
artist as Dead Pets Society. And so Gordo from Dead Pets is a
that's
customer in this.
amazing.
Yeah.
I
so I was
love
like,
that so much.
I know that chaotic pink haired
Oh man, I need to.
woman.
I've got such a huge list of games that I want to play them all, and so I end up playing none of them, and I need to figure out how to deal with that soon.
I forgot Dead Pets came out this year. So that's
Yeah.
2 games the
It's
artist has out this
Such
year.
a shame that it kind of launched so quietly in the end.
Well, they went through all that bullshit, right? So
Of course, yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
but
It
it's
was,
on that's another one on my to play list. But yes,
Mhm.
the artist has done work on both. Because I
Amazing,
first knew of her. She's on the Steam page somewhere. What is your name? Here you are. Oh my god, Murray Summerwolf. Murray Summerwolf. That is a fucking amazing name.
I love that name.
Great
Summerwolf.
name.
Summerwolf.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
She also worked on Welcome to Elk, which I really like that game. That's the game where you play as like
Oh, yeah.
you play as a character who goes back to her home island, and it's about that
Oh,
community
wow.
of people, and it's quite Kentucky in terms of like the
Yes.
economic problems they're dealing with.
Mhm.
But this is the same
Yeah.
person, so she's done amazing work.
Oh wow,
damn.
yeah.
Yeah, Vax Heads. Good.
What a recommendation.
Yeah, great. I
Yeah.
really need to play that. Looks incredible.
I can say nothing except wow, I need to play this.
I feel like Liam, you'd like a lot of the music. A lot of the music,
Yeah.
I'm very hit or miss. I'm like, no, bit drony, bit whatever. But I feel like you'd like all of it, like the whole scale.
It looks like my kind of shit, the kind of music
Yeah.
I listen to. I mean, Christ. One of my favourite bands put out their first album in 13 years over the weekend, Boards
Oh, wow.
of Canada. I don't even heard of them before.
What?
They're like a...
Yes, because they're on the soundtrack for Backrooms, which I went to see this weekend. The film, the
Are
Backrooms film.
they?
I wonder if
that's what that is.
Yeah, they did the closing credits song, and it's incredible.
Oh,
I
right.
didn't know they had a new
Yeah,
album.
I did not know
That's cool.
that. Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's like evil. It's like haunted. It's so fucking good.
well,
Like,
I mean, it's
that's-
Backrooms, baby. It's
yeah, I can understand why.
it's-
But yeah, I played some to Yoli over the weekend. Like we're in the car, and I was like, "Oh, can I play this track?" And like after 2 minutes, she was like, "Yeah, this isn't for me." I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." Yeah, I need
Okay.
yeah.
Oh.
But like Hypnospace, the reason why I love Hypnospace is for the music more than anything else, as much as anything else. So, yeah, why have I not played this? Oh, because I was in Europe for a month. That's why.
Trotting around
I
here.
mean, it's a pretty good excuse. What's my
Pretty good at
excuse?
Sooks. Loving deep
Who's-
space.
Probably. I'm down to about 45 minutes a day, I'll have you know.
Ooh,
Less if there's no
Oh.
events on.
love that for you, girl.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
I still really like it though. That's the thing. It's still got its
Yeah.
hold on me. I will stop playing when I stop having fun. That's something I'm getting better at doing.
Okay,
That is good.
Yes.
Yes, but yeah, all that's really revealed is my enduring love for 3D anime men. So we should move on.
And that's a very powerful force. So I do somewhat
It is.
understand.
It is a very powerful force.
Yeah, what have you been playing?
From this? I have been playing. So this is like a random grab bag while we're talking around Paralives and a few other things that I want to talk about because we're doing like focused sort of like genre episodes. So I've been going back kind of randomly through my various backlogs, and the first game that I played, which I played a while ago, I played not long after you guys left actually, is 2:22 a.m., which is a short kind of
Ooh.
surrealist experience. It's actually quite an old game. I hate that I'm saying it's from 2014, and like I hate that I'm saying it,
ancient
and I
bit.
hate that it's true. But yeah, it's available on itch. It's by a developer called Umbrella Isle, who does a lot of like short itch experiences. And this game actually got recommended to me initially by Alice O'Connor when we all worked at Rock Paper Shotgun together. She is a huge fan of this game, but I've kind of had it sitting around in my backlog for ages. But the reason that I played it was because I had tickets to go and see the play 222, which I went to see in late April with my family. And I was just like, basically the coincidence of the names reminded me that I had a game in my backlog called 222 AM. And like my first thought was like, that's a kind of a specific title. I wonder if there's any connection. And spoiler alert, there's no connection between these two things whatsoever. It's just like multiple people thought it sounded cool. And I think it's interesting because the only other time I've seen this come up, this kind of like rhythm come up, is that in randomly Animal Crossing New Horizons, it is 3:33 a.m. when you see the alien broadcast on the television. And so clearly none of these things are connected, but there is something about either 2:22 or 3:33 a.m. that resonates with a lot of things about like insomnia and a lot of things about like hauntings and that kind of idea, and the idea of like these kind of like resonant numbers, I guess, happening in the middle of the night and like being awake to see the clock like tick over to those numbers. And I think that's the common ground as to why things tend to have like that rhythm to them.
So what am I looking at here? What is
it is what would I call it? It's like it's a walking sim. It has very simple mini games. It has a lot of like video footage spliced in to it never explains itself, and it's very surreal. And it's one of those where you're like, it was really weird. So I was like, I'd heard it was only like an hour or so long. So I was like, I'm just going to play it like the day before I go to see this play that happens to have the same name as this video game. I'm just going to sit and play it. And it was one of those where it's like, all the way through, you know, when you're kind of asking yourself that question, like how much of this is like a sort of high level, like Lynchian gets overused, but you know what I mean by that kind of like auteur vision. How much of it is this person communicating something like deeply personal through their art to like a highly specific degree, and how much of it is just kind of like random imagery sort of for the sake of randomness? And I was like, I was going back and forth, and I was like, you don't really know what's going through someone's head. And I do think that this is like, the idea is it's a very personalized depiction of insomnia and like the way that reality blends into kind of like these waking dreams the longer you go without sleep. But I will say that I played it, and it just sort of ends in a very weird like. But then I was like, I'm gonna play it again because it was only about 45 minutes, and you get a very different experience. The way that things trigger in this game, the way that like different events and different like, as I said, there's a lot of like real world live footage and the way all that. And I still don't think I've seen all. I think I've seen most of it after playing for a couple of hours, but there's still a few events that I've read about people talking about. Like there's a point where two of the scenes blend together, and if you open the fridge in the kitchen, you'll see the moon that was over the or like the tree that was in one of the other areas, and it just all starts to blend together. And I didn't see some of that, but it was definitely intriguing enough that I went and played it like a couple of extra times through, just because it's one of those where you find that as you get into it and as you stop questioning it and you just accept it for what it is, you do start to kind of have your own like experience of your mind's what, you know, there's like, it's kind of wordless, it's kind of like very minimal in terms of the soundscape, and you do just start to kind of think your own thoughts, and like in a way that is very Insomniac at 2:22 a.m. I guess. And yeah, I enjoyed that aspect of it. I think I would probably wait a couple of years till I've forgotten it to play it again. But yeah, it was just it's not free, I don't think, but it's not super expensive. It's on itch, and it's like if you just kind of like the idea of that kind of dreamscape, like walking sim type thing, then definitely give it a go. I will say as well, because friend of the podcast Mick was with me when I played it, and there's one of the more extended sequences is when you start walking through the city and you can hear a lot of people around you, but you can't see anyone else, and so you start walking through these like these narrow streets, and the buildings start to like raise up and into the air, and they start to like ascend, so you're just left standing on this plain, and we could see these mountains in the distance, and we kept having this thing of being like, I'm going to get as far into the mountains as I can, and I'm like, is that emergent gameplay, or is that just we always feel the need to break things when we see them like that? But you know, it's So yeah,
Cool.
it's an interesting game. I think Alice mentioned that she streamed it at 2:22 a.m. at one point, which I think is a really interesting, like, sort of
Wow.
performance arc take on it. But yeah, it's just I finally followed up on this recommendation. It was pretty cool. I don't know if I'm smart enough to understand all of it, or if there isn't all of it to understand, but I am glad I played it.
Do you have any interpretations on what you were experiencing or what you were seeing?
As I said, it
sounds like there's a lot of room for...
Yeah, it really does.
There are a lot of hints at, like, potential through threads that where you basically... Most playthroughs, I think, trigger first a scene where you're standing in a garden at night with a shovel next to what looks like a grave, and then another scene where you are in a building that is like looking down on that garden, and then another scene where you're in the grave as something closes over you, and like that feels almost like a narrative within the narrative of the game. But again, it's like, what is the, you know, what is reality, or is this like more of a metaphor for like sleeplessness and you know, I don't have answers for sure, but I liked the city particularly. I liked the sort of like grave imagery, and there's another one of the kind of like mini games, if probably not what the creator would prefer them called, but I can't think what else to call it, is like basically all of these colored like little balls bouncing around, and you're trying to catch them in a mug, and if you catch all of them, we just found this out through testing, if you catch all of them, like one white one falls in, and then it all like explodes over the table underneath in a very different... It was like, I have no idea what that means.
Cool.
I have no idea what that means, but engaging with that to the point where you worked out that's what it was doing, and then finding it. Like, there are some interactables that definitely, the things that you do have an impact on the outcome, and then there are interactables where it's just how long you want to play around with something that kind of has no end goal. And yeah, it's kind of like slightly meditative, slightly aimless, but I mean, as someone who sometimes has trouble sleeping, I can kind of relate to a lot of what's been going for. But like I say, no answers, but an interesting way of asking the questions, maybe.
Cool.
How did you find this?
Again, it was just Alice recommended it when she.
Oh, sorry, you've already said that. Yeah.
She put it in a couple of the lists that we did while we were at RPS. So she put it in the 2014 time capsule that we did, and I think she put it in the best games list as well. So
it's like,
interesting.
I'm looking. What's really wild about it is like the immediate vibes I'm getting from it is like a little bit of beginner's guide without the narrative side, in terms of just the surrealist sort of like imagery. But if you look at what the developer has done, so the developer works at Supergiant now, apparently.
Oh, cool! I didn't realize that.
Hell yeah, love that.
But you look at their other games, and they're all like very basic tech demos, like a Flappy Bird clone, a Christmas game, one called Snailing Around, and I guess like, I don't know, I really want to play this because there's almost something like this like sense that maybe there's not any deeper meaning put into it intentionally, more than someone was just making like experimenting with game design and doing like little tech demos, but like accidentally through that sort of like process created something that feels very evocative. And I think that in of itself is like reaching that conclusion, even if it wasn't like entirely intentional, I think is really interesting. This looks great.
Oh, I misspoke earlier as well. It is free to play, apparently. So
yeah, I've downloaded it. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's
damn. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get fair. It's like for free. It's definitely worth checking out. Like a couple of times just to see what different events you trigger. Yeah, but I still
palate cleanser. If I ever heard of one.
Yeah,
like
I still.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't quite know what I think, but I think it's worth talking about.
Yes,
for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, great recommendation. I love that.
Like I say,
we should play.
Absolutely stolen valor on that one, because that was all Alice O recommending that to me. So
we should be playing more games from 2014.
Honestly,
as a culture.
Honestly, there's something about having gone back so far in my backlog to just play a one sitting game from 12 years ago. Feels very good in terms of what in terms of the broader thing of what I'm trying to achieve this year with how I play things. That felt quite satisfying. I will be honest.
Well, based on my own little challenge there, I will now play nothing but Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U for the rest of the year.
Amazing. Also
Love
valid.
Amazing.
So, shall we go on to? I know, Liam, you've only really been playing one game. Good for you. But I know that you wanted to talk about it a bit, and I'm really interested to hear what you have to say. So,
Yes.
Yeah, I will talk about it. So, hello, I'm Liam. I have been playing a few different games, to be fair, not just this one, just none of them being indie. I can't stop playing Diablo 4. What is wrong with me?
I mean, is
Wow.
it
lot of
Lilith
that.
by any chance? Because that's understandable.
Well, it would be if I was playing it on a console that could render her with any kind of vivid detail. On the Steam Deck, she loses a lot of her vibe, I would
Lilith,
say.
no.
Uh,
Oh dear. Okay.
So I was on my honeymoon and I took my Nintendo 3DS with me. And
Incredible.
during the 3 weeks I was there, just in the downtime, I managed to play through Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, which is a Nintendo DS Castlevania game, which I fucking loved. It was so good.
Whoa.
That game rips. And I think you can play it on modern platforms because they did a collection a few years ago.
Sick.
So I finished that and I was like, hell yeah, Castlevania is great. What else should I play now? And I was like, oh, you know what? I never finished The Legend of Zelda A Link Between Worlds, which is the 3DS Zelda game. Played through that. Fucking loved that as well. So I played like these two games and I was like, oh, Castlevania's great. I love the classic top-down Zeldas. And then I came back and Mina the Hollower had come out. And I was like, yeah, okay. I got sent a code to the inbox, so I was like, I'll give this a try. This looks like my kind of thing for sure. And yeah, it turns out it's so heavily influenced by Castlevania and Zelda
Perfect
that
for you.
it could not have been better timing for me to play it.
Nice.
So if you don't know about Mina the Hollower, this is the long in development game by the Shovel Knight creators Yacht Club Games. To put in perspective just how long this game has been in development for, Rachel and I played a version of it in Seattle in 2022.
Oh my god.
I think.
Yes. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that is right. Yeah, I think end of the year 2022. So
God
that's
damn
4
it.
years ago. And it was like pretty far along then, but clearly they just wanted to cook for longer. And I'm glad they did because I think this game is absolutely phenomenal. So this is a Game Boy Color styled action adventure, top down, where you play as a tiny little mouse, the titular Mina the Hollower. What is a hollow, you ask? I think it's just like someone who digs under the ground and also makes machines. It's never fully explained who Mina is. Mina is just sort of Mina and just sort of like runs around this world doing cool shit.
Yeah.
So you play as a tiny mouse and you're invited to this city. And in this city, there's this big electricity generator that Mina has developed, and it's going haywire. You manage to fix that, and then there's a number of them in areas around this city. So once you do the tutorial, go in the city, kill some enemies, and activate this machine, it then opens up like an open world game. It's basically then like, just go off and find out what you need to do. The game tells you so little. There's an in-game instruction manual that's slightly hidden, but the game like barely tells you any of the mechanics. It just tries to teach you them through gameplay, which is like my whole shit. I like love that. So the basic mechanics of the game are you fight enemies, which I'll get to in a second, because that is going to be the most divisive part for people. But you also complete puzzles. It's very Zelda-like in that there's a lot of very interesting puzzles around lots of different mechanics. Within this limited tool set, with it only being so, Game Boy Color style graphics and scope in some ways as well. And also platforming. So Mina can jump, but she can also burrow under the ground, hence Hollower. You go under the ground, you hold A, and you're under the ground for a few seconds, and then she pops out and gains more height, so you can leap over more longer distances doing so. So it's got a really nice rhythm to it. The platforming is challenging, but really fun. The puzzle design is incredible. I think this does have some similarities with things like Tunic, like Fez, in that I think there's another layer of puzzles underneath this from what I understand, but also just as like a Zelda-like brain teaser. It's very, very enjoyable.
Wow. Yes.
And also because it's Yacht Club, like, they did the same with Shovel Knight. They tried to make an NES game that would be authentic to the design beliefs and visual design of games from that era, but modernize them. This is exactly the same. This is believable as a Game Boy Color game when you glance at it, but you look closer and you're like, this could never be on the Game Boy Color, obviously.
Yeah.
The thing I think that people might find tricky with this game is it's a hardcore Souls-like, way more than I was expecting it to be. Enemies hit hard, Mina has limited health, which would be hard enough as it is, but the health system in this game is really weird. It has a lot of similarities with Bloodborne in that when you get hit, it knocks down your health bar. But even though you've got 3 vials, a bit like Estus flasks in Dark Souls, you can't just drink them to get your health back up immediately. You've got to hit enemies to like gain like a second bar, and then that bar gets refilled by your health. So it's not like you get hit and then you can just take a health potion. You have to either find flowers or hit people hard. If you die, you get one more chance to go back and get all of your bones. The bones are your money. That is a Tim Robinson reference. That's been confirmed by Yacht Club, which is very funny to me. And then, yeah, if you die again, you lose them all. So at first, when I first started playing it, I was like, ugh, I don't know, lads. I feel like we've all been Souls pilled, and that's just not for me. I don't like Souls games. I'm on the record of saying that I get my friend to play them for me when he comes around to see me. But there's something about this. I think it might be the limited... How do I put this? It feels different to Hollow Knight for me. And someone in the Discord did call me out a bit for this, of like, well, you didn't like Hollow Knight. Why do you like this? And I think the difference is it's brutal, but it's very fair. So I think because you're just on a grid, because it's top down, there are like limited mechanics for you to get to grips with. So it's very quick to be like, okay, well, I can go under the ground to avoid these attacks. I can jump to avoid these. I hit with a whip. It's very Castlevania. There's a few different weapons, but I use the whip. So I've got like some reach. So I can stay away from people. The combat feels quite easy in that sense. The other way is the game, because it lets you spiral out from that main city immediately, is that once you do like the first area, you'll come out more powerful in the other areas. From what I understand, the other areas you can immediately get to are as hard as that first area was. I don't think enemies skill. You can upgrade Mina very quickly when you get enough bones to upgrade. You don't need to go back to the bonfires as they are. They're like holes in this game. It just immediately, she just levels up. She pulls out a little pair of glasses and she gets a little piece of paper and you can upgrade straight away.
Cute.
What's also good as well is if you're not very good at the combat, you can rewards for doing little puzzles and finding things off the beaten path are gems that go into like a secondary resource slot, and you don't lose them when you die. So you can keep building up bones and then extract them to use for upgrades and shops without like having to just keep going through the combat and losing all of them. I think that's really smart as well. The main, I think, thing that people should really know about this game though is it has the biggest list of accessibility options I've ever seen in a game in my entire life.
Nice.
There's so many of these, they're categorized and you can favorite them.
Oh,
so
I've
seen this.
some of them, it's so good. So some of them make it harder, which some sickos are really enjoying. That's great. But what you can do is you can basically go into that accessibility settings screen and turn this into a traditional Zelda-like game. You can make it so the enemies don't hit as hard. You can make it so your healing just works as you'd expect it to. You can just make it so Mina's invulnerable if you want to. You can make it so you can't fall down holes if you're struggling with a platform. They've just put all of this stuff in, and I think that's really, really great. It does disable achievements, but like, who cares? They're digital trinkets. Like, if you play the game and enjoy it, then that's the only thing you need to worry about.
Yeah.
But this is so compulsive. It's absolutely drawn me in. They've sold a lot of copies. Like you probably saw the Bloomberg article before it came out that this was a bit of a make or break game for them. I think they're fine. I do think this is something really special. I see why all the reviewers rated it so highly and why it's now the highest rated game of the year in general. It's so good. It's so good. Proper Liam bait, this game. Very much enjoying it.
Oh, I can't wait to play it. Yes, it sounds
I'm really
amazing.
Curious what you think. Yeah,
and I'm so happy with the assists. The assist is just so nice, and like I just think it's it's really nice to see that with a game like this. I think that's also why like anyone could just jump in and play it. It's also why like I want to give it a go. And not even that I might use many of them, but they're just there in case.
Knowing that they're there. Yeah. Absolutely helps.
Everything you've said. The puzzles. I want layers. And maybe I don't want the combat. So I can just have those puzzles and maybe decrease the combat difficulty a bit because, I'm going to get all up in there. I'm so excited to play this.
It's really good. And there's so many little freaks in this game.
Yes!
'Cause some of them are animals, some of them are humans, but like some of the animals are just like a little raccoon lad and like a possum boy and like a stressed chicken. And then also like this melting dribbly guy. Like there's some like it's quite horrific, some of the stuff in here as well. It's so good. Like I don't really think I had many expectations for this, to be honest. People were getting excited for it, and I was a bit like, when we played it at PAX, I thought it was merely fine.
Yeah, it was alright.
But they've took the time to polish this, and it was the right move for sure.
Yacht Club, let's go!
That's so
let's
good.
Go!
That's so good.
Very happy. Especially, like you said, make or break. Oh,
I know, right?
Good
it's
on
crazy.
them.
Oh, thank you for that. Because this is definitely one that I looked at it and I was like, not for me, but I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about it. So like, I'm
very
really
curious
happy.
on Rachel's take.
Yeah,
this is going to be a top game for you,
well.
Liam.
Yeah. But I was looking at my list of things I've played this year that are indies, and I'm like, oh dear, I've not played enough indies yet this year. The only 2 indies I've finished this year are TR49 and Wicked Seed, so I need to just stop playing more indies.
Oh my god, how has Wicked Seed been such a like? How's that had such a long tail into a year? That's so funny.
I don't, because it's like one of the only indies I've played, so I need to change that.
Oh, that's so funny.
Very fast.
No, well, I mean, if you get to the end of the year and Wicked Seed is in your top 5, that's legitimate.
No.
We have never.
You will be booted from the podcast, so
yeah, quite rightly. I can't have 3 games in my top 5, and one of them's Wicked Seed.
Just try and find another 2, but if Wicked Seed stays in there,
I would maybe put higher than TR49, so I need to just play more this
See, now this is what I'm here for. This is what I'm talking about.
The spice!
Exciting stuff.
Damn!
Anyway,
Fuck
let's
yeah.
move on.
Inkle, come in. Hello, Inkle.
Right.
John Ingold is outside my house.
John?
John? No, you don't understand. It's not about the costumes, John. It's not about the costumes.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Well, on that note, Rachel.
Me! I have been playing Manita's new game, Phonopolis, and it's... I was going to say phenomenal. It's good. It's not phenomenal.
Oh, what a shame.
Although, in our feedback during the Indie Cup, I said, Phonopolis is phenomenal. And I think they liked that.
Yeah,
I could just tell.
Yeah.
Okay, not phenomenal, but a good game. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Okay.
I've played all of Amanita's games. I was big into Botanicula, and then I did Summeros. I haven't played Chuchel or Chunchel, that one. And there's another one, a creepy one that I haven't played. But
Happy
I played.
game?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But anyway, I didn't play that one,
Yeah.
but I've played all the others. I've really enjoyed them, so I was definitely going to play this. This is very within the wheelhouse of the studio. Point and click adventure game, very handcrafted. You play as just a little guy who lives in this city, which is kind of like a totalitarian vibe situation. There's people with megaphones and they like shout things at you, and you like are programmed to do whatever it is you have to do. Our little dude, though, he finds a pair of headphones, and when he puts the headphones on, suddenly he doesn't have to obey what this overlord leader and his seemingly very like these speakerphones. These speakerphones are just like telling everyone what to do, and so he can't hear them. So he goes on an adventure to be like, why is this city the way it is? And he's pursued by just a very, very funny group of guards who kind of look like little pills. I don't know what that's saying. Anyway, okay, so let's get into it a bit. The story, it's fine. I think these kind of Orwellian style stories, I don't think Phonopolis is saying much here. It's not very specific in what is happening to people, apart from the fact that they have to obey these speakers. It's not really saying much in terms. I mean, it's a topic that's going to be around forever and ever and ever. You know, It's about a government. Do we follow free will? All that good stuff. But it doesn't really claim that it is that kind of game. I think the idea is Amanita they like making quirky cities in all of their games. There's always a weird ass city going on, whether that be in like the underground bird city in Creeks, or like in their robot one. There's like this robot city made of metal, and it's really cool. This one, everything's made out of paper, which is so fucking cool. You can like, some of the mechanics are you can tear, you can rip. A lot of the models are actually handcrafted, like with paper and cardboard. So I think the story's fine, but I get the vibe that they just wanted this city and they had this kind of story that they thought would be fun, and it is fun. But the puzzles, well, in quotes puzzles, this is kind of touted as a puzzle game. I don't think it is. I guess how much of my thinky side is going to come out. There are puzzles within it, but I think this game is more focused on giving you cute toys to poke and nudge without there being much thought process behind it, which I do love. But one thing that I do wish was that the puzzles are a bit more puzzly, especially as like there are other games that they have been puzzle games. Like Creeks is a really good puzzle game. And so I was expecting a bit more, because it's focused on cities and like mechanical contraptions. You're poking upon things, you're like dragging things. I was hoping it was going to be a bit more puzzly, but I think it's more playful, which isn't a bad thing. Maybe that was on me, but I wish it was a bit more puzzly. I wish the story was a bit more punchier. And this is a bit rogue as well. There's a narrator in this game, which is fine, but Amanita is known for telling stories that are silent.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really have a narrator. The person who does the narration for this game is lovely. His voice, ASMR it up. Absolutely open a Patreon and just read Lord of the Rings for me to fall asleep to. Like, there's a future for you.
Nice.
I'm not sure what it adds. There's such, the storytelling is in its environments. So why, as much as I love this little dude, I don't think I need things laid out so plainly to me. So I wasn't annoyed by it, but it's always that thing of like, this is great, but did it need this? So I liked this game, but I didn't love it. And I think a lot of that was my expectation going in. I expected the puzzle to be more puzzly. I expected the narration the story to be a bit different. But it's a beautiful game. Honestly, like, it's crafted so well. The music, the noises, like, this world feels so like good. I feel like a lot of the soundtrack is like the cranks of the city, and like sometimes you'll hear like bits of paper being crumpled in the soundtrack, and I'm like,
nice.
Oh, that crisp.
That's so nice.
And like the puzzle design is a bit weak, but its communication to whether you're going in the right direction or wrong direction is pretty strong. Music will have more instruments when you're on the right track. Things in the environment will change to let you know that what you're doing is correct, and in fact you should be doing this. Like, all that feedback is great. I just wish there was a bit more, less pokey and more like, I'm changing this to change this, which will unlock this, and that's the puzzle. There are a few of those, and they're very good. So I'm just a bit like, okay, who is this for? Is this for like touchpad, like iPad? Like, I don't know. Anyway.
Is it on iPad, is it?
I'm sure it will be. It's very touchscreen. It's a very touchscreen puzzle game. Like, everything is done with like, you're dragging things with the mouse. Like, I can just feel me.
Oh, it's not, weirdly.
I gotta be honest with you.
Is it not? It might be in the future.
I think that who this game is for, it's for fans of Terry Gilliam films, essentially. I think it's just like got that.
You are so right. Brazil is written all over this.
Brazil, Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, those were the two that really like struck me. It's also kind of got that like 60s era Soviet animation to it as well, despite the fact that like it's the like stuff that's like made from cardboard and then scanned is very distinctive, but it's still got that kind of like mid 20th century like vaguely European cartoon, which like as someone who was like when I was a teenager, and still to this day, but especially when I was like in my late teens and early 20s, I was obsessed with dystopian literature, and I like read all of them and all the really obscure Russian ones. And like, obviously you've got the classics like 1984 and Brave New World, and all of that feels like it feeds in as an influence to this.
Yes,
and like,
I'd agree with that for sure.
I don't feel, I've only played the first hour because, as Rachel alluded to earlier, it was the winner in our category of Indie Cup in 2024. I think we were all, we did an episode on it at the time, but I'm sure that we were all pretty unanimously in favor of this one.
Absolutely.
It was a great one. I do agree that, like, from what I've seen, and I do hope to play the rest of it soon, it's like maybe doesn't go that deep. It kind of wears its influences very proudly, and it does a lot of great aesthetic stuff. But I do agree that in like puzzle design, it's not a super deep, and like lore world design, it's not that deep. But it is just like a spectacle to enjoy.
Yeah,
it really is like its own like little thing, and I really appreciate that. It's a couple hours long. It looks great. It's very low stakes. Like, you could play this in an afternoon very easily and be like, that was cool. Wow, very, very happy about that. Yeah.
The
I love
Zero
it.
Theorem as well. Sorry, that was the other film I was trying to think of by Terry Gilliam. Apologise.
It's okay. I just think maybe there was a bit more. We've been waiting for this game for a while. I can't tell with me sometimes whether I've been. It's like, oh, I've waited on this and I have these expectations, and then I don't know. Anyway, this got a thumbs up. I doubt it will be like in my end of year whatever, but Amanita are still making good games. Very, very relaxing, laid back, good times.
Glad they're able
so that's
to.
good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This is the other. They've been around a long time.
I was just looking back at
Long time.
Yeah. Did the version we played 2 years ago have a narrator? I can't remember.
It did.
That,
Yeah,
I can't remember
it did.
It did. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it did. Which, you know what? Interesting choice. It is, like I said, lovely voice, but I just.
It's got like a very the narration feels very Stanley Parable influenced. It feels like it's got that kind of again.
Oh,
it
yes,
feels,
I do remember now.
You know, it feels like there's a through line from Stanley Parable, and like even the sort of like, although the VA is clearly like very good in his own right, it feels like it's got that as the notes behind it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Which goes back to what I was saying about like it is a very, from what I've seen so far, a very well realized kind of aggregation of its influences.
Well, here's the thing. The vision is so on point, like you said. The inspirations are clear. It's well executed. I just think from a gamey point of view.
Yeah. It doesn't necessarily it doesn't necessarily make a groundbreaking game to do that, but it's still like a fun game. Yeah. I definitely get you.
All good.
I need to play this. I think
I
I'll
still
play
would
this.
recommend it.
Have you finished it? Is it very long?
Not yet. I've put in. Where's my Steam? I think I've put in a handful of hours. This can't be more than like 4 hours long. Less than that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll play this with Yoli at some point this year.
Not a
then.
long game. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I think you have kids. This is a great kids game. I think that's something I really want to highlight. Sometimes I don't think about that, but like, yeah, if you have family or like small kids who want to like touch everything and poke things, this is a great game for that. And yeah, it deals with a dystopian city and all that, but nothing that's too Brazil. Like, because that fucking... Although there is a part in Brazil where they arrest someone and then like a tube comes down and they get sucked up. That does happen here. And as scarring as it was in Brazil, it's very fun here. So it's healing.
Good to know.
So yeah, maybe little ones would enjoy it, but I wouldn't know. But yeah, have at it. Phonopolis! Love that it's out. And I love the progression it's made 100%. Since we saw it. It was really good. It was so good then. It was just, they knew what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be out months after we played it. It felt so complete.
Yeah, it felt ready, right?
That was
like the version
2 years ago.
Yeah. But the version we saw felt like, but I'm so happy it's out. I can't wait to get around to it.
Yeah.
But what I have been playing in the meantime is, and this is an interesting one, because I got a code for this game when it came out in 2024, and it makes me feel so bad that I get more codes for games than I can realistically play in a timely fashion to review them. But this one came up because basically, and this is not like this is not the most complimentary thing to say in the first instance, but like I wasn't sure if this was sort of the game for me, but I needed a small short game to test some hardware issues I was having. And basically I was like, this was just like a small game that I just plucked right out of my Steam library, and I was like, sure, I'm going to test it. And then I was like, well, it's a short game, and in fairness to Roaring Look, who is the developer, I want to actually play their game now that I've used it for hardware testing. I don't want to do it the dishonor of just using it and discarding it. So this game's called Babette. It is it's a short game about a haunted Tamagotchi. Is the long and short of it.
Oh my god.
And yeah, so I kind of like read some reviews, and people were saying that it was quite hard, and so really it'll take you half an hour to play the main story probably of this game. It's kind of got a bit of a Five Nights at Freddy's feel to it, in that basically you are trying to keep on top of a series of like, you're trying to keep an eye on like several different meters for this. If you're a 90s kid like us, you've probably played with a Tamagotchi, right? And you know that you're like feeding them and petting them and cleaning them and just trying to keep them happy. And that's the case with Babette, who is a cute little cat. And a very, very basic like green on green Tamagotchi screen. And like many cats and like many retro toys, she is evil and will require you to perform blood sacrifices and to meet all of her demands in a timely fashion.
Incredible.
Or she will get you. And that's kind
Cat
of like
behavior.
the game. It is kind of the game. It is like, I think, it was kind of like a little bit of buzz around release. Like I say, codes were sent. I think I got this code through VG247 rather than through the podcast, but like big enough to have codes sent out. But I think it's a solo dev who worked on it. It's kind of very tech demo-y in that sense, but also it has like enough substance to make a nice little one single session game. And maybe I'm being like quite complimentary in the sense that it made me feel good and smart about myself, because I beat the main game fairly easily, even though it is all of the things that make me anxious, like having to do things against a timer. And yet still I beat the main game. I got the sort of like first ending. It was like, it wasn't like super easy. It wasn't, I had that sense of accomplishment of like, I found it challenging, but I overcame it and I was able to beat it and see the sort of like core ending. There is a, like, as with the Five Nights at Freddy's influence, there is a night 6, there is a nightmare mode night 6. I lasted all of 90 seconds and I was like, yeah, no, I think this is where I leave this game, because that is too difficult for me. But like, so I won't ever see the golden ending. But it was like, just as one of my main complaints these days is that I often just want to sit down for 20 minutes and play a game, and there aren't that many games these days that like kind of welcome that. Even mobile games, which I do play quite a few mobile games, they want you for 2 hours a day, which is really annoying. But like, this is a great game if you do just have like, you don't have to beat it in one sitting. You can save your progress between the different like nights of the game, so it's like quite nice to dip in and out of. In fact, I want to say rage quit, but a couple of times I closed the game like, nah, I think I'm done. I don't think I'm good enough to get past this night. And then like 10 minutes later, I come back and be like, okay, I'm still waiting for Mick to come home. There's no point starting dinner, so I might as well just have another little go. And then I love that. In under an hour, I ended up beating the main game. It's just like, it's just a nice little game that you can play in a single session. It's not doing anything particularly groundbreaking with like the narrative or the horror, but it does have like interesting, it's just like as I say, it's interesting look at like retro gaming. And if you like cats and you like retro games, then it's worth an hour of your time, I think, just to check it out. And like I say, tell me if you get into nightmare mode, let me know, because I was just like, oh no, that is a ramp up that I do not want to have to I don't want to have to deal with nightmare mode. I'll just get the bad ending that is the original ending. It's fine. It's fine. The cat's quite cute. I think even with the giant, like toothy maw that she comes out with, the cat is quite cute. And it's just like, I think it is one of those where you kind of, it's doing a lot of, there's spooky noises in the room with you to distract you. But I've played so many of those games, I'm just like, I'm ignoring it. I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone with the rhythm games that we're having to do to appease the digital cat.
Cute.
Yeah, it's not, again, there's probably not anything super deep to say about this one. It is more or less a tech demo, but it's a fun tech demo. And I did have a look at Roaring Look, who is the dev at what they're doing now, and their next game, which is due out this year, is called Deskpot, and it's one of those.
I was just looking at this.
You know that really popular genre at the moment of like just like a desktop companion that just sits at the bottom of your screen. It's literally you're growing like a little plant, and it couldn't be more different as an idea. But again, it's like because we've talked a lot, right, about reasonable scope for indie games, and I think this person, I think it's a solo dev, has a really good sense of what is like a reasonable scope for a one-person project. And if they're putting out like a game every other year, just like of whatever genre, just based on what they can kind of get done as a, I think that's really cool and interesting. And I'm interested to see how Deskpot. I keep wanting to say Despot, and it's not Despot. It's Deskpot.
Deskpot.
It looks. I'm just like. Definitely this got me interested in seeing what else they can do just with their resources. I think that it's very cool, and it's only got Babette currently only has 32 reviews on Steam, so for the currently reduced price of £2.54, or they'll probably back up to $3.39 by the time this episode releases.
So expensive, my god.
If it sounds cool to you, go and let's get those reviews up, and just like I say, it's a lot less. It's kind of got, if you ever kind of wish you could play Five Nights at Freddy's but find the whole concept a bit obnoxious, this is a more bite-sized version of like just that little time management horror game thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which I think was I'm glad I played it, and like I say, I mean, tech issues suck, but if I hadn't had tech issues that day, I probably wouldn't have ended up installing this. Which I feel like I deserve to get haunted by the cat in real life for that, but so far no cat distribution system for me. But never mind.
Maybe in the future. You didn't have. Was it your mum who found all those kittens once?
It was my grandma. My grandma keeps getting
Grandma.
kittens because she lives on the edge of like a sort of like wild area with a lot of wild cats in it, and they come into her shed because it's a place to go and give birth.
Oh,
and then
I keep forgetting that's why.
And then she keeps feeding them, and then she's like, "Oh, I don't know why they keep coming round here. Can you buy us 2 more bags of cat food this week?" And it's like, "Yeah, okay, let's." I'm getting an idea.
20 cats now.
Yes, exactly.
It's interesting that the 2 games you've spoke about today are smaller projects by individual developers, just like experimenting with the craft and the form, and then going on to do other things afterwards. I don't know. I just think it's an interesting little parallel between the both of them.
It's where my head's been at recently. I've had the capacity to look at some really small indies, and I've been enjoying that. So
it's very exciting considering your exciting career change. That
Yes!
we might start getting some like proper, like, these are like what I would describe as like Rebecca Heartland picks. I feel like when we started the pod and you recommend, like, it was Lily's Well, wasn't it, on the very first ever episode we did?
Lily's
Well.
Well.
I just feel like did you know that got like a sorry, this is going off a tangent here, but I saw the other day that got a post post credits like animation.
No, I didn't know that.
Did you not know that? Oh, I love that I get to be the one to tell you this.
Thank you.
An official like half an hour animation they did in the same style of the game to like wrap up the story.
Oh,
What?
rad.
Okay.
That is rad.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, you should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are great picks. These are properly good picks.
Yeah. No, I love the weird little things. I hope to be able to do more weird little things in between.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, well, I mean, that's my problem, isn't it? I play games for either at least 150 hours or for no more than an hour. So it's like,
Yeah.
Oh,
so the last game that we're going to talk about today is one that Rachel and I have both been playing, and I know Liam hopes to play soon. So this is like, I feel like if we hadn't just had a massive break, this might have been a group review, but as it is, it's more of a,
I think so.
just like more of a just, we're going to jump in because I'm really excited to talk about it, which is Forbidden Solitaire, which is kind of what it sounds like. But yeah, I would say as a child of the 90s, that's coming up a lot today. A lot of retro stuff going on in my picks today.
yes, true.
It is, so it's a game by Night Signal Entertainment, who made Home Safety Hotline, in collaboration with Grey Alien Games, who actually do mostly make solitaire games. So that's like a pretty cool, a pretty cool collaboration between 2 studios to like kind of bring a united vision to life. So yeah, it is a solitaire roguelike. don't think Balatro, but also don't think like a million miles from Balatro, if that makes sense. But there are layers to this. The way it's presented is that there is the layer of the actual solitaire roguelike game, which you're playing, which is like a very, very 90s coded, like dungeon crawling, like crusty sort of PS1 era, but very, very PC animations, and like a very kind of like D&D Satanic Panic, like era to it. And then there's another level where it's like the story of the studio who were making that game in the 90s and were like receiving all of this criticism for making like a very, very violent, for the era, obviously the joke is that it's actually not that shocking, but like a very gory solitaire. And then there's a level above that, which is two siblings in 2019 who find a copy of this game in like a charity shop and are playing through it and like unraveling the mystery of the production of the game as it like then plays into the game itself, if that makes sense. So
Yes.
and yeah, having grown up on PC gaming in this era, it's so nostalgic for me. Just the way that it's all done is like, they are absolutely on point with their depiction of the way that video games were advertised in the 1990s, and just the way that people reacted to them. Like there's an in-game review, not a real review of the game, but a review of the game in the game by a character in the game.
Yes.
And it's like the graphics are so realistic at times I was stunned, and it's like, that is so
That's so funny.
it's so good. And it's like
very cool. Yeah,
it's like very it's in terms of like I feel like the last couple of months have been like a lot of very nostalgic games, and I feel like this game has kind of like avoided being part of that conversation. But at the same time, I'm like, for me, this was the big nostalgia game that came out in the last month, just because it actually did tap into my childhood. But also, I do think there's a pretty satisfying solitaire roguelike in there. But Rachel, do you want to, before we dig into the solitaire too much?
Yeah, this game is great. I think I liked Home Safety Hotline just a touch more, but I think this is a very good game that stays true to everything Rebecca said. I, however, think it could have been more difficult. I don't know about you, Rebecca. I didn't die once. I breezed this game.
I died one time. One time I got a very bad hand, but the rest of the time I was fine.
And I do like it aesthetically, and I love all the different variants of solitaire that are in it. There's different card layouts, different abilities, different powers.
Ooh.
I just wish it was a touch more difficult. Some of the opponents you come up against, I don't know, they feel a bit... I got to the finale and I was just a bit like, I've loved how this game looks. I like the story, the studio story. That's all good. Love this whole haunted disc situation. But in terms of gameplay, I think the solitaire is weak. And I hate saying that. But I just wish it was a bit more crunchy. However, I do think it's nice to play a game and you can just breeze through it and just enjoy it for what it is. I would have loved a bit of crunch, because then that would have felt more like a 90s game.
I definitely get what you're saying. I do. I won't say I agree without caveats, because I think that, like, I understand that the main point of this game as it stands is the story, and I do think that, like, it does a decent job of giving a bit of resistance while ensuring that you basically, there's no way that you could be so bad at this game as to not progress to the end and see the end of the story. I think they are patching in more like post-game modes, which I think this game does need in terms of, like,
that'll be cool.
You know, more replayability, because, like, obviously, like, this is what you kind of want from a solitaire game, right? Is more replayability. And so I follow the dev on Blue Sky. We chat occasionally, and I did spot him saying, yeah, there are plans for like an update with a bit more post-game stuff in it, which I think would be fantastic. I understand the choice to prioritize the narrative, the sort of like linear narrative section. And yeah, I would say it's like, it's more, I think if you look at it in terms of like a puzzle more than solitaire, because it's like basically every level is solvable with the tools you get from the shop at the start of that level. It's kind of more like it
I
worked
didn't,
in that sense.
I didn't think it was good at puzzle game.
That's
I don't
fair.
think this is a puzzle game.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's
And
meant as one.
I think the themes that it's going for, especially this combative element. A lot of this, you're up against something and someone. I just think, to be honest, if the developer does add in more post stuff, I don't think I'll play this again.
Yeah.
I've seen the story. I've played the solitaire variant. It's really weird for me to be like, I wish this game was more difficult, but sometimes with video game bosses and video game challenges, if you breeze through them, I feel sometimes it undermines the integrity of the game a little bit sometimes.
I'm with you on that.
I don't want it to be too difficult. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. And I like, Rebecca, that you were like, it prioritized story, because I do really like the aesthetics of this. I just don't know. I think it was by the end, I felt a bit like, I know I'm going to win. Like, I know this isn't really a challenge.
I
don't want too much of a challenge.
Yeah.
Just want a little bit.
I think I know the bit you mean. There is sort of a moment near the end
where
the realization does hit that it's like, oh, okay, this is like a solved puzzle. And like, I'm
not that good at solitaire. And this is the thing.
Oh.
I'm not that great at solitaire. And like, for me just to like breeze through a lot of it, I'm still trying. Okay. For me to just breeze through a lot of it, and I'm not that good at solitaire, I just felt a bit like, oh, wow. So, yeah, I don't know. I just wish it was, I think this could have been a top game for me this year. I think everything it was doing was great. Saying that, I thought the story was okay. I appreciate what it's going for with the studio storyline.
Yes.
I don't think I was surprised by it.
No.
I just feel like Home Safety Hotline, it was surprising. It had all these creepy aspects going into it. I was thoroughly entertained, I guess. And this one I wasn't as much. But I like it. I respect it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think definitely with the studio storyline as well, I don't think it did anything super surprising. I think that for me, it wasn't, none of the individual elements were like groundbreaking, but the interaction between them was what I was really interested in. Like I said, the sort of like three narratives running concurrently was really clever.
That's cool.
And like, I think that's, if this game does anything like super original, it is that kind of like layer upon layer of like talking about different aspects of like playing games and then making games and then like being nostalgic for games as like a sort of triple led story was really cool. But individually, all of those were like, because it's only like a 6-hour game, so it's sort of going to be as you expect.
Yes. It's very nice.
I will say that I enjoyed the level of challenge, although it must be contextualized that I was having a pretty slammed month, and so a level of challenge that was never like, it was, like I say, you got to sit and think about it, and then you make your move, and then it always comes off. And like, that was probably the level of challenge I was in the mood for.
Yeah, I get that.
I think this could be a top game for me. It could be a top 5 for me for sure this year. Yeah. Just because, like I say,
Liam, if you play it,
I feel like nailed that particular era. It's obviously been made with people who like have the same sort of frame of reference and who have like so much love for that era of like not just the way that PC games looked, but also like the way that they were advertised. Like there is an advert.
The advert is funny.
The advert for this game in the game is like the most perfect rendering of 1990s video game advertising that I think you will ever see outside of the real thing.
Peak what was it called? There was that VHS board game.
Atmosphere. Do you mean Atmosphere? Yes.
It's got big Atmosphere vibes.
Yes.
What's that? I'm Googling.
Spelled fear, F-E-A-R. Atmosphere. It seems to nail that tone. I'm a little bit cooler on the idea of playing it now. I know that the Solitaire's not as... Like, I'm surprised by that because the team, I forgot the name already, the team that they partnered with, they did Regency Solitaire, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, they're known, like you say, for doing, like, a lot of, like, the types of games that, like, probably aren't quite in our circle of games, but, like, Regency Solitaire, I think, broke through. And I guess it's that, like, thing. It's a bit like the Inscription problem, right? It's like, well, you're trying to tell a story and also do a card game, but you can't. Sometimes you can't have both.
I think it's exactly the Inscription issue, because it is like, I do think it is. I think it's good solitaire, but it is roguelike solitaire, and the nature of a roguelike kind of means that if it's well designed, you're always receiving. Eventually, you'll get the thing that you need to solve a problem, and I think, because like I say, I was fundamentally satisfied with the gameplay, although I didn't find it super challenging. I would definitely say give it a go and see. I would be interested, for one thing, to know how you find it as someone who is very into, like, I know you played a lot of Balatro. I know that you're more into things like that and Inscription, and like those are the two games that are often being used for the point of reference with this, which I think is really telling. I just want to know what you think. I just want you to play it and tell me.
I would play it for sure.
For sure.
And also, if those two games are being compared to it, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. This is nothing. Even calling it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I didn't even know it was a roguelike, Rebecca. I didn't even know it was a roguelike.
Is it roguelike now? I feel like I might have,
because I didn't die.
Fundamentally, I feel like I might have said that wrong now. I don't know. Because was that what I
don't
meant?
think it is
no,
a roguelike.
I don't think it is a roguelike.
Just,
No, I think I just misspoke, to be honest with you.
That's okay.
But I guess what I mean was, like, it's so woolly to say, but like roguelike inspired elements in that you will go through and you will get like these power-ups, and then they will be, I do think, though, in fairness, I do think they unlock linearly as the story demands. I don't think that it is truly roguelike, but I think you're meant to feel like, again, on the stage of the narrative where you're playing this fake old game, I think it's meant to be a roguelike in the fiction of the game, which is what I did not explain well in the first instance.
No, I can understand, because I'm just looking at the Steam page and it literally says like it has jokers in it, which is like the same language used in Balatro.
Well,
right?
exactly, because it's all card games. That's It's. I think the reason, honestly, that it's getting compared to Balatro and Inscription is more to do with the fact that there have been 3 pretty notable sort of like sinister indie card games in the last few years, and that's just kind of like they're gonna get lumped together regardless of how much they actually resemble each other, just because there is that like surface level like similarity to them. But I don't actually think that they're that similar as games, but I do understand why people want to compare them,
reach for them.
Yeah, for sure.
I was gonna say, like, it kind of feels like more Pony Island coded. You know, that haunted arcade machine one? Where it's like...
that was Daniel Mullins as well, right?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, and they did Inscription. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liam, I think you should really, you should...
Yeah,
get on that Forbidden Solitaire
I will.
train.
Yeah, I need to.
Also, your upgrades are gems that you shove in your hand.
Oh God, this is so good.
Yeah,
like,
I'm back in. Yep.
Oh, but it's like just the little details, like the hand being so clearly just a photograph of someone in the dev team's hand.
I love that.
It's like so, because like it's just a bit. I mean, even like. It feels like someone on the dev team in universe, like the arm's really hairy, and it's just got this feel of like it just like that would not fly in modern game design where everything is like very aesthetic and very controlled. Just this idea of like this hairy dude's arm, and then like
I love that.
Yes,
it's just so it just
also,
understands so well what it's homaging.
I must have died once because I remember the death animation, which is so fucking hilarious. It's one of the best death animations in all of video games.
Good. And like it's so good as well because that animation, which I don't want to spoil for people who've not seen it, is like then you get a video, like a YouTube video that your sister in the like 3rd layer of the narrative sends you.
Yes.
Of the protest outside the studio because they're so up in arms about that death animation. And it's just that woman, that absolutely iconic woman, just going like, I don't see why it has to be so violent. It's fucking solitaire. And I just love that so much. I love her. Like, fundamentally, I disagree with her attitude to video games, but like whoever played her, iconic. Like, thank you for your performance. It is my favorite video game performance of the year so far.
Yes.
Is Zalavir, our boy Zalavir?
Yes,
Nelson
yes.
Jr.'s involved
Friend
in
of
this,
the
right?
podcast, Zalavir plays the developer making the game.
Of course.
So his sexy voice returns,
and he's very good in it as well.
And I'm like, okay, but is exploiting your studio really that bad? When he's speaking to me, he's telling me to work late hours and stealing my ideas off me.
Yes,
That's so funny.
yeah. No, he's in it. He's
Anyway.
very good at it. I think it's also like in terms of the metafiction, having him portray this like indie dev who is quite like sort of seems well intentioned at first, but it's quite demanding. I'm like, that is such a fun parody of yourself to play in a certain sense as well. Just
Yes.
like you know,
That's brilliant.
if you're in the indie scene at the moment, then like the metafiction of it is very satisfying as well.
Yeah, I will do this. I'll play it before we do our next what we've been playing, and I'll report back on my feelings about it.
Oh, please
It
do. I
seems
just
like my
want to
kind
know.
of shit, for
I just
sure.
want to know what you think for sure. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, to clarify, not roguelike. Roguelike.
Yeah, it's got. I know why you would make that. But
It wasn't even like-
It looks and feels.
It's I'm hot and I'm only annoyed because it wasn't even a mistake. In my head, I knew what I meant. I knew that I meant that the
yeah.
Do you know what?
fictional game
I
was
think
a roguelike, but this game isn't.
it wasn't a mistake. It was merely a tease for the episode we're going to do this year on genre naming conventions and how pointless they are.
Well, now that we've
So, yeah.
uncovered,
Yes.
now that we've uncovered the mystery of the roguelike, we have to find the next secret level, which is roguelike, like.
Yes, the layers.
It's like turtles all the way down. Oh my god. Yeah,
Rogue slop.
yeah.
That's what we
But-
should start calling them.
oh god,
Rogue
no.
slop.
Don't. What was it? Oh my goodness. What was it Mick said to me the other day? I was playing Tomodachi. No, I had been playing a lot of Tomodachi Life and a bit of Pokopia, and then I went back to Animal Crossing for an event, and
Yeah.
Mick was like, "Oh, on another of your island slop games," as like a joke. But like, I was like,
Island
"Don't,
slop.
don't,"
That's
because it's so
funny.
true. Because it's so true.
Right, we
Island
need to do that
slop.
episode.
It was.
Oh my
Island slop is
god,
brilliant.
yes.
I love that.
But yeah, I think that brings us quite neatly to our first hyperfixations of the new season, I guess, for us at least. This is interesting because I feel like after so much time apart, we either have some really good ones or we got nothing. This is how it always goes.
And based on Rachel's expression there, I'm assuming is it day drinking rum? Is that your new hyperfixation?
I guess I could actually go first.
Yeah, go first.
I had so many hyperfixations, and I said nah to them all. And I'm going to send you both the TikTok instead.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I'm going to put it in the Discord.
So what's really funny is when you
this-
send this to me and I open it on my internet browser, is it will still log me into the Rock Paper Shotgun TikTok account,
Oh, wow.
which I still have access to.
Okay,
Wow.
so I saw this TikTok. It's like someone has taken a TikTok and has made the audio into a song.
Okay.
So what you'll see is the original TikTok before and then the song
Okay.
afterwards.
Okay.
Live reactions.
On my holiday, me and my sister were singing this the entire fucking time.
I
And I'm
can't wait
obsessed with
already.
it. It's
Okay.
Are you
Reaction
gonna play this on the pod as well? Are you gonna put the audio on?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh hell yeah. Oh my god, it's beautiful.
That's, yeah. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Oh my god,
It's
it's so
actually,
good.
Wow. I didn't expect it to go further, but it's great.
Oh, the trumpers.
Oh. Oh. Oh, that's beautiful.
There you go.
Okay.
Serafino. So yeah, I think I watched so much TikTok on holiday, my brain rotted
Love that.
like like a tooth. I think there was a hole and it just decayed from the inside out because I read like 4 books like in the first like maybe I don't know 7 or 8 days and I
Yeah.
just could not read anymore and so I was
Yeah.
on TikTok and this was what it gave me.
Oh, that
Serafino!
was surprisingly
So she calls
beautiful.
her cat,
So good.
right? And some of the comments are like, this made me tear up. Some
I
of them
can
are
see
like,
why,
this brought me
yeah.
to tears. But yeah, so mine's a quickie. It's that TikTok.
That's lovely.
I've said if you know,
Yeah.
done. I just...
I'm not going to sing. It's a bad idea if I sing, but we will definitely link to that so people can listen to it as much as they want.
Serafino.
I love how you're like, I'm not going to sing it. And Rachel and I are just like,
Yeah, no, you guys go for it.
You can sing the meow meow bit.
Oh, I can guarantee
That's
I'll be
beautiful.
singing that all night.
I love that. Yeah, that's in my head forever
It's-
now. Thank
it's-
you.
It's a catchy tune.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
All right. See, I've seen a lot of this style before, but this one really is. This is a
Yeah,
good.
that's an
fucking
actual
one.
Yeah.
banger.
That was heartfelt. That was lovely.
There you go.
I
Who's
think
next then?
the hardest TikTok ever made
Oh,
me
yeah?
cry was that a similar thing where someone had recorded like a fan. I can't remember what it was. They recorded like
Yes.
a fan, and
Yes.
then this woman did like, you remember what I'm talking about? They did like
Yes.
they had the audio and she like hummed over it, and it was just so quietly beautiful. It just
Yeah.
brought me to tears, and it was just a woman humming over the sound of a fan, and there was
Yeah.
just something
was,
about it.
It was the tune, and it was like so ghostly in a way. I remember that.
Yeah, it was like
Beautiful.
very effervescent and sort of like very made you feel like a child. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not on TikTok, but there were some moments on there where like it was just like, wow, people are just so funny and interesting and beautiful, aren't they? Just as human
Yeah.
beings. Anyway, I can ruin
Yeah.
that with my hyperfixation.
Go on.
Let's
So-
go, Serafino.
So I had a lot of hyperfixations on the honeymoon. I also read a lot of books. I've read so much of the collective work of Brandon Sanderson, or Brando Sando, as I now call him.
Whoa.
Just love the Mistborn novels and all that kind of stuff. But Yoli and I started watching a TV show on Netflix last week where every time we finish an episode, we turn to each other and we just say, I'm so happy we didn't get into this on the honeymoon, because we would have not left the house on the honeymoon, would have watched this fucking program.
Oh, wow.
So this is a South Korean reality TV cooking show called Culinary Class Wars. Have you heard of this?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes.
You have heard of this.
Yeah, this has probably been. I watch enough South Korean dramas on Netflix that this has definitely been pushed at me, but I
Yeah.
don't really watch reality TV, so.
So this, have you seen this, Rachel, then, or not?
So, you know how I like my reality TV. I have not, because I
Right.
am very scared. Everyone I know who's into reality TV has been like, this is some of the best shit I've ever seen.
Oh.
And and also because I don't know some of the food, whether it like you can
So I was-
actually. We'll talk about this later. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think for you two as a
Like the
vegetarian and a
meat
vegan,
stuff.
yeah, I
Would it be a
think
bit-
there's a lot in here that you probably would, have
But the
ethical
drama,
issues with.
apparently,
So-
it's so fucking good. Get into it.
It is fucking incredible. So basically, the premise of the show is there's 100 chefs competing. 80 of them are black spoons, as they're called. So they are chefs with some renown, but they're not that famous. And then 20 chefs that are some of the most famous chefs in South Korea and also in the US. You've got Michelin star chefs. You've got chefs that have won multiple cooking shows. You've got chefs that are like grand masters of a particular cuisine and internationally recognized as being so good at that. And then the show pitches them against each other. And the money that went into the show is crazy. It has maybe the most lavish set of any reality TV show I've ever seen. It has
Oh my
like,
God.
and I'm not just saying this because it's South Korean, but it does have Squid Game vibes in the sense that they're effectively in a big concrete warehouse
Oh, wow.
where a disembodied voice will announce when they're eliminated over a tally. Like, it has that energy. The food in here is incredible. If you're a fan of food like I am, just seeing these chefs work in this capacity, coming up with dishes based on ingredients they wouldn't normally work with. The fact that Korean cuisine is something I don't have as much experience with as other cuisines, especially other Asian cuisines. Just seeing, like, understanding culturally what kind of cuisines they, what's important, what are like national dishes and things like that, and then how they do a twist on them. The challenges in this are bizarre and wild. There's
Oh my God.
when people are out, they're not even out. There's so much of this program. Every episode is like an hour and 20 minutes, and there's like
wow.
16 episodes. Like, there was one where a bunch of them they had to split themselves by meat and fish, black spoons and white spoons, to work as a team, and then they had to feed 100 masked teenagers to see who would like the food. And then the teams that lost, they then had to go to an elimination round where they built a fake convenience store, and they had to try and cook based on just stuff from effectively a Korean corner shop, so like noodles and like tinned mussels and stuff.
That's really cool.
It's amazing. But the best thing about this is the judges. So there's two judges. There's a guy called Pak Jong-won, who's like just a famous food critic and has been on a lot of TV shows, and another man called Sung-an, who is a 3 Michelin star chef, so top of his game. The 3 Michelin guy, he is incredibly serious, takes it so seriously. He's so invested in like the story about food and the intention and the quality of the ingredients and the method. The other guy, Pak, what's it called again? I forgot his name already. I just had it up on a monitor. The other guy, I won't embarrass myself by saying his name again. Pak Jong-won. He just is like someone's dad who is just being let into this warehouse. He never knows what's going on. When they're announcing over the tannoy what's happening, he looks more shocked than the contestants most of the time. He just loves eating. He just absolutely just loves eating food. There's a really odd challenge where they were both blindfolded, and there was like 2 clearly like production assistants who were feeding them with spoons these dishes. But I don't know why they focus on it so much, but the production assistants are like whispering like, you can open your mouth now, and it's just so grim. But this guy's just loving his life.
Amazing.
But the best part about this guy, and it really solidified it today watching it at lunchtime, of how much I love this program. They had a challenge where, I'm talking so much about this, I'm so sorry.
No, it's
love
the point.
It.
That's what we want to hear.
They split the black spoons and the white spoons out, so they were on mixed teams, and they had to make 4 restaurants. They had 24 hours to build a menu, source the ingredients themselves, and then at the end of that, 20 Korean mukbang YouTubers came in.
Oh my god!
And would order from each of the restaurants. So they're ordering the food, they're eating the food, they're talking about it, and the 2 judges are chilling, just like watching. And then this guy that I love, the judge, he like is looking around, and he's like, he says to the other guy, the 3 Michelin star guy, like, "Oh, I wonder what's been left over on the plates." So he gets up and walks off, and the 3 Michelin star, the guy's just like looking at him. So he walks over to the bins where they're putting the food in, and he's looking, and he picks a plate out which has half a steak on it, and then he eats the steak from the bin. And then he's like chewing it, and then he goes back to the table, and the other guy's just looking at him like, what the fuck? And he's like, it's a bit too tough, I can see why they're throwing it out. But then he swallows it. And I'm like saying to Yoli, like, it's bizarre enough to pick food out of a bin and just chew it for a bit, but to just be like, well, I'm not going to waste it, and he eats it. And I'm like, I think this guy is my hero. It's just like, he's getting literally the best food you've ever seen before in your life, and the man is scrounging from the bin like a raccoon. Like, he's just got such dad energy. Yeah.
Oh man, that is so funny.
But yeah, this show, there's 2 seasons. We are obsessed with it. It is proper good reality TV, and also just a great cooking show. Really excellent stuff.
I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. Netflix, they pump money into South Korean reality TV shows. All the ones I've seen have had so much fucking money. Like,
honestly,
like the sets, everything is
across
incredible.
the board South Korean programming. I mean, they've got like a load of horror like dramas, a lot of
I reckon they're holding
romantic
up Netflix
dramas
for sure.
Like, so much stuff coming out of South Korea, and it's like honestly some of the best stuff there. Because like, you know, I don't watch reality TV, but I do watch a lot of like horror and sci-fi drama, and like so good, so good. It's
oh my god, yeah. Get this watched. Anyone listening, if you like food, if you like TV, like reality TV, fucking hell, it's so exciting. It's so tense.
Amazing.
Take us home, Rebecca.
Yeah, just gotta cool down. It's a good segue.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah, I've been reading books. I've been getting more into reading again, because honestly, I like, very atypically for me, I barely read anything for about 6 months, which is like so not me. But I've been like just kind of vibing on reading whatever I wanted, which, as with the playing whatever I want, has
Love
been
that.
really working for me. So that's great. But I wanted to highlight this series, and actually this is a series that I've been holding off on talking about for the best part of a year now, because I wanted to read a bit more of it before I decided. So I'm now like halfway through the series, but I'm like, no, right, fuck it, we're pulling the pin. This is an amazing series, and I have become an evangelist for this series, to the point where I'm like, I'm texting friends I haven't talked to in months to be like, you might like this book, you've got to read this book. So the series is called The Saint of Steel by T. Kingfisher. It is often found in the romantasy section of your local bookshop, and I am absolutely in my era of being like, no, romantasy is good, things aimed at women are good, and we should stop like looking down on them. So I'm not going to say oh, it's not romantasy, but I am going to say it's not the most typical, I think, example of the romantasy genre. Because the thing that I'm really reminded of as a longtime Discworld fan, this is probably the closest to the City Watch books that I've been since.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ended.
Neuron
Activated.
fucking activated.
Yes, right. So the Saint of Steel series by T. Kingfisher, it's a spin-off. She started writing a totally different romantasy trilogy called Sword Heart, I think. I've not actually read that yet. But she kind of like went into this tangent in this world where she wrote about this order of paladins who are berserker paladins, because it's all like it's a broadly D&D inspired but like quite like accessible fantasy world. So there's this order of paladins who are berserkers. They get this thing called the battle tide that comes over them, and it like basically their god directs them in battle to make sure that they always like hurt the people who they are meant to hurt, and they are like hired for very noble causes to go and like liberate villages that are being oppressed and that sort of thing. But their god dies, and like this is because of the way that they're like connected to the god like mentally, is a devastating thing for everyone in this order. Like the vast majority of them either die or go completely insane and have to be institutionalized, and by the time of the series The Saint of Steel, there are only 7 of them left. And so the premise of the books is then that each of the books follows each of the 7 paladins as they I can't really think what's the most important part to lead with. Part of it is romantasy. Part of it is it's separate love stories. It's all these different paladins like finding like relationships after this big cataclysm that's kind of like really messed them up and messed up their lives. But also there is a through line of this like grisly murder mystery where they keep finding, there's like a serial killer. I won't spoil too much because this is like the only thing you know at the start of the first book. There's a serial killer who's beheading people, and they keep finding the wrong bodies with the wrong heads. And so their orders, they now work, this is great, this is like so me. They have been taken in by a temple called the Temple of the White Rat, which is not the god they follow, but they've been adopted by this other order who are an order exclusively of like lawyers and doctors who like help the poor in their town, and their whole thing is they like do community like outreach and try to help people. And so they've been taken in by this order who are like, please find out why all of these headless bodies are turning up, is the kind of the high level setup. So like that's rad. It's a really rad kind of like through line mystery to all of these stories, but also like the characters are so well written, and the relationships that they get into are so well written, and like there is like a decent spiciness level, but it's not like just there for the spiciness, you know. There's like also a lot of I think the thing that's really really clicked for me about it though is that it is like the point. I think the central theme of the series is very much about like love as like a healing, you know, like part of healing, and like this trauma that they've all gone through is enormous, and they will never kind of like they'll never be completely free of the impact of like this collective trauma that they all went through. But the point is every time they like meet someone else and like one of the love interests comes in, it's like this person also has trauma. It's like you actually, the thing that you went through is defining and is like really important, and it's a part of yourself that you need to learn to embrace even as you try and like overcome the worst of the things that it's done in your life. But like kind of everyone does have that, and it's like a really sweet thing because as paladins they're all like, they're very obsessed with like, you know how this is my thing, like they're very obsessed with like goodness and being like the best and being both a good person and a like highly accomplished person. But it quite often comes down to them being like, well, yeah, like that's a lot of people feel that way, and it's like you're not actually a monster for being sometimes,
Right.
overwhelmed by the enormity of your own experiences. So that just like speaks to me like really strongly as well. And there's like it's nice and diverse. They're all kind of older characters. They're mostly in their 30s and 40s, so it's not sort of like the very typical
that.
like teenage
so
love. It's like quite diverse, and so far I think there's been 4 books out so far. Altogether she's going to do all 7. There's 5 male and 2 female paladins in the group, so it's like it's got the kind of like there's a lot of room to explore like different relationship formulas. Like there's already been like a same-sex couple in the ones that come out so far. Neither of the women have had their books yet, so I think there's a lot of scope for how that'll go once like the female protagonists get their time in the sun as well. But it's like within the way that like different relationships are, there's a lot of space for like different relationships. It's not just like copy paste every time. Like every dynamic is really different, but it's quite endearing just to see all these like fundamentally nice people who aren't sure if they're worthy of love find love, while at the same time like investigating all these horrible murders. And it's the reason I make the Discworld comparison because it's really quite funny as well. Like it's not billed as a comedy.
Oh yeah.
But the understand like T. Kingfisher, she is like a very prolific author of like fantasy, romantasy, and horror. And like her understanding, particularly in this setting of like the dynamics between characters, I just chuckle out loud because the way that she writes friendships as well, which is always really important to me in these books, is like just the way they sass each other very affectionately is so real as well. And I just was very
That's nice.
endeared to that. And yeah, I like I say, this is just me. This is proper hyperfixation at this point. I could just bang on about these books for ages because they are heartwarming and yet gruesome murder mysteries and a very well realized fantasy setting. And also, just to cap it off, because I won't stop talking unless I also say, this September she is writing, or rather she has already written, this September she is publishing the Astari entire novel for Baldur's Gate 3, which is like my dream matchup. I'm so
wow,
excited.
There it is. Yeah.
So excited, even though like that's going to be, again, fucking horrific because it's the Astarian prequel novel, and we all know that he is not in the best place at the start of Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
So like,
okay.
damn. But yeah, no, I love this series. I'm about to finish the second book. I'm taking books 3 and 4 on holiday with me because I am just so eager. And I hope that she gets books 5, 6, and 7 written in her own time, but also while I am still alive, please. I really want to know what happens. I want to know what the big conspiracy is, and I want to see the last 3 paladins get their well-deserved love stories. Like, the dude who's not had his story yet, his whole thing is you find out quite early on he's married, but he let his wife think he died in the like cataclysm. And so I'm like, that's gotta come in. That's gotta come in. T. Kingfisher, I need to know what happens to Marcus and his wife. Like, please.
That's a proper Rebecca hyperfixation.
Oh yeah,
That's like
that was so good.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
True
Yeah.
hyperfixation for you.
This has been a whole episode of classic Rebecca content.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
has.
What can I
love
say?
it. It's
I'm
been
getting
so
back.
good.
I'm getting back to my roots finally.
Yeah, she's back.
Yeah.
She's emerging.
She is. She is.
I will
at
read this. The Everlasting is still one of the best books.
It's
I've
on
read,
my
which I read
list.
earlier this year.
It's on my
Me
list. for
too,
sure.
Liam.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was so close to reading it on holiday. Ugh.
So yeah,
We all bought it after you recommended it.
Yes.
Oh really?
It does seem
Yes.
like it will map onto this really well. I might.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm going to need withdrawal books for this series, and that's definitely one of the ones that I've got my.
Well,
eye
I
on
feel like
because,
I've got withdrawal from Everlasting, so I might pick this up.
Please
'cause-
read this. Like
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
only reluctance in recommending it is obviously 4 books out of 7 have been released so far. So like you are going to end probably on, to some degree, a cliffhanger. Like the story of that one
Yeah.
will wrap up, but you know.
I'm still waiting for Winds of Winter. I'm used to this. It's fine.
That's fair. That's such a good point. Yeah. But yes, please do, because I'm just like, as I say, proper soapbox evangelist for this, trying to get everyone I know
Love
who's
it.
even remotely interested to read these so we can talk about them.
You've convinced me.
Yeah,
Forbidden Solitaire in this book. I
hell
will
yeah.
report back.
What a combination.
That's an interesting combo.
It's not even a cursed pairing. I think you could find the through line. I think you could.
I'm sure you could, Rebecca, for sure. I have no doubt.
I'm sure
you
I could. Well,
absolutely do
I'm thinking of that one rather gruesome monster in Forbidden Solitaire could.
Oh God, which one? So many.
The guy who sort of follows you through the first section.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
I feel like him, and then the bodies they keep finding in this kind of like they're drawing from the same well of gnarly imagery,
Oh.
you know.
Gnarly,
So, yeah. Anyway, that's me. I really wanted to talk about those books with you guys for so long. I was like, this is so good.
I'm so excited you finally brought it up.
Yes, it's great. Yeah, actually, I read the first one last summer, and I realized the other day I did the exact same thing I did when I first got into Danganronpa, which is just read the first one twice rather than risk the second one not being as good. But now I'm like,
so
it's
funny.
okay, it's okay. I've confirmed the second one is good, and I've got no doubts about books 3 and 4.
Oh,
Book 2 was the
amazing.
one I wasn't sure if she was going to land it, and she's landed it. So I'm like, yes, I trust her completely now. So yep, we're all good.
Love
Clap,
that.
claps all round.
Yep. Yeah, so, well, I do think that brings us a neat 2 hours to the end of our episode.
Boo. I've really enjoyed this. It's
This
been
has
so
been
nice
so
hearing about all the stuff
fun.
we've been playing.
Yes, it's been really nice to see you
Yay.
both again.
Yeah, it's
I
been too long.
know.
Oh, nice. But yes, I think that's pretty much the end of the episode. How do you do this again? I always forget. Yeah, so
We just
basically-
shout bye, I think.
Bye.
We
Yeah,
don't
no.
do it with any kind of...
Yeah,
No,
Yes.
we don't.
I mean, I guess it's worth reiterating that bit of a tease that I put into the intro, which is that we've got our schedule broadly sorted out for the rest of the summer, and we are going to do things like a Pride episode, things like a Paralives group review. So if that sounds interesting to you, please watch this space. We will be back every 2 weeks, barring incident, and we look forward to seeing you then. So, goodbye for now.
Bye.
Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Indieventure is a video games podcast created, produced, hosted, and edited by Rachel Watts, Rebecca Jones, and me, Liam Richardson. For more information, including a list of every game we mentioned in this episode, make sure to check out our website, indieventurepodcast.co.uk. You can get in touch by sending your questions, comments, and feedback to contact@indieventurepodcast.co.uk. You can support the show by rating us 5 stars and leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or your preferred podcast provider of choice. Some of the games we talk about on the show may have been provided to us for free for review consideration. Our intro music and stings were composed for us by Ollie Newbury. Check the episode description to hear more of his excellent tunes. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks for another episode of Indieventure. Bye for now.